some breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. Today, UFC 291 has been announced. Yo, you know what's crazy? I thought I dreamed this last night, bro. Swear to God, I dreamed it. I dreamed that Gaethje and Poirier was announced, but I guess in my dream, it was not real. Obviously, because it's a dream. But today, Dana White went live. Those are definitely pre-recorded, right? But he announced a insanely stacked card at UFC 291, and finally, we're gonna be able to survive and eat food finally, because man, UFC 289, UFC 290. I mean, no, 290 is pretty great, but from the past maybe weeks since UFC 288, even 288 was a pretty dull headliner. But at the end of the day, so yeah, we're finally gonna be able to eat some food, which is very, very great. I'm gonna be able to work a little bit, make some fun stuff, be creative. So the UFC is looking to stack up for the summer, which is great news, because man, UFC 288, since UFC 288, we're kind of in a slump in the UFC right now. Some dry spells, not much going on, and Dana White wanted to help us out a little bit and give us some bangers. The BMF belt is on the line at UFC 291 between Dustin Poirier and Justin Gaethje, which is actually great, incredible. I thought that Dana White said multiple times that whole BMF situation was only a one-time thing.
All right, guys, the BMF is gone. We never need to discuss it again. It's never being contested again.
But if there's a fight to be made for the BMF championship, it's definitely Dustin Poirier versus Justin Gaethje. They're probably two of the most dangerous and violent fighters in the roster. So it fits them perfectly. And I guess, I don't know why they definitely wanted to put that belt on. I guess it adds some hype to it, but they could have definitely just made it the main event without any belt, and it would have still made sense. It just goes to show how big these two are, right? And how big the UFC views Dustin Poirier and Justin Gaethje. They've built both of them a big name for each other, that they don't even need to have to be fighting the Khabib of the world, the Conor of the world, and stuff like that. Fighting both of them, those are two staple of the lightweight division. Those are two of the greatest lightweights of all time. And I'm just glad that they're putting on this mega event, even though it's not for the belt. It's not champion. It's not any mega hype or mega name. Dustin Poirier and Justin Gaethje, obviously they're big names for hardcore fans, people that follow the UFC a lot. But I didn't think they were gonna do a pay-per-view main event between these two. It's actually crazy. I might have thought a fight night main event, but pay-per-view main event, that is crazy, and that just goes to show the star power that these two have, and maybe not just the star power, but the respect that the UFC have for them and their skills and who they are as a fighter, because I think that fight is makes the most sense in the UFC, and it's also the fight that we could watch over and over. They fought already before. Dustin Poirier won that first fight, and I think as crazy as that first fight was, since then, both of them have been some even crazier wars, and I feel like they both improved and they both showed tremendous leaps since that first fight. So it's going to be probably an even crazier fight. It's a dream fight, and I'm glad they put it together. In terms of numbers, you see that they put a lot of other big names under them, because, like I said before, it's not a Conor McGregor, it's not a John Jones, it's not a Khabib fight where casual fans would tune in. I don't know if you could go to a casual UFC fighter and talk to them about Dustin Poirier and Justin Gaethje. I would hope they know, but still you see the UFC just making sure that they add Pereira and Blachowicz in the co-main event. Oh my god, that is sweet. They added Paulo Costa versus Aliskerov. I have no idea who Aliskerov is. I'm not gonna lie to you, but we always love Paulo Costa. I'm pretty sure that's at middleweight, right? Aliskerov, that's probably middleweight fight. But I was sure Paulo Costa was gonna fight Khamzat Chimaev. Maybe he's gonna fight Aliskerov, and then Hamzat in Abu Dhabi in October. So we'll see. And then they put Tony Ferguson versus Bobby Green under there. That is wild. That is a crazy fight. Like, just imagine announcing that fight back in 2017. Like, it's crazy. It makes sense, and I'm glad they're not feeding Tony Ferguson to these young up and comers again. I guess they're like kind of done with that. They just want to make fun fights for him, and I'm happy, right? Those are two guys that have been in the game for a while, two veterans. They haven't fought each other, but Bobby Green has fought like Dustin Poirier. I think he's fought Edson Barbosa and like some top guys at lightweight. So this is one of the fights that could have happened even back then. But the fact that it's happening now makes a lot of sense. They're both like similar age and stuff. But I still definitely think Bobby Green probably has a bit more left in the tank. We'll have to see. But if Tony Ferguson loses here, bro, like at this point, I don't know. I remember after UFC, it was UFC 274 when he fought Michael Chandler. I sat in this very chair and I said, like, okay, like this has to be over, right? Like we have to be done here. But I guess he's not done. Like he fought another fight. Now he's fighting again. Like I don't know what's gonna be the whole storyline and what he tells us. Like as fight fans, like I want to be back as a champion. Like I don't know if that's even believable. But if he just wants to make money and entertain us fans, like I'm all here for it. Kevin Holland's also on the card versus Michael Chiesa. Is that Michael Chiesa? I don't think that's Michael Chiesa. They announced it against Pereira, if I'm not wrong. Oh no, it's Chiesa versus Holland and Pereira versus Stephen Thompson. Okay. Isn't it crazy that Thompson beat Holland, but Holland is on top of him in the card? I don't know if that's the order of the card that I'm seeing it, but still two great matchmaking. And then also Derek Lewis is fighting. What a fucking card, though. What a great card. And I'm just glad that the UFC is putting up some great pay-per-views for this summer. I hope 293 keeps going. Like, I heard 292 was going to be Sterling versus, you know who I'm saying, right? Sterling versus O'Malley. And then the co-main event was going to be Weili Zhang versus Lemos, I think. This is like a one-fight card. Hopefully they have some featured fight that makes a lot of sense on that card too. That would be great, but if not, at least we have 291 that is absolutely stacked, and hopefully 293 and 294 can be even more stacked. So let's pray the MMA gods bless us with some great pay-per-views this summer. My battery is about to run out, but I'm going to head out. I just want to spread that news. I'll see you guys very soon. Peace out, boys.